Hey guys, Ms. Malden again. We are going to talk about macromolecules today, or biomolecules, or whatever you want to call them. This video is about carbohydrates and lipids. Okay, so the first thing we need to remember are the levels of organization. Go ahead and see if you can remember them before I even put them on the screen. Okay, starting from the smallest, we have an atom, then a molecule, then a bio or macromolecule. Same thing here, they're interchangeable. You need to know both of them. Biomolecules such as carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids make up organelles. Organelles make up a cell. Cells make up a tissue. Tissues make up an organ. Organs make up an organ system. Organ system makes up an organism. Okay, so an example here of an organ, okay, might be something like the stomach. An organ system might be something like the digestive system, and an organism might be something like you. Okay. All right, we know that biomolecules, or molecules of life, they're all organic, and in chemistry or biology or any science that you're going to take, organic means contains carbon. It doesn't mean that it's really expensive at the store and it doesn't have hormones in the chicken, okay? Because that's a common definition. A science definition means that organic contains carbon, okay? This is why we are called carbon-based organisms. All living things contain carbon, okay? A lot of it. And the opposite here, we have inorganic molecules. Those do not contain carbon. For example, water is an inorganic molecule. Macromolecules are very large. Macro means large, of course, and micro means little. Hopefully you already know that. If not, make sure you remember this. Microscope means that it can view very small things. Okay, so micro meaning very small, macro meaning on a large scale. If we're thinking about an atom here, these macromolecules are much larger than an atom, so that's why they're called macromolecules, even though they are much smaller than you can see. A polymer is many units of a substance joined together. So just for simplicity, okay, we know that poly means many, and mono means single. So of course a monomer is a single unit or building block of the polymer. And we know that any chemical reaction, okay, we've got reactants on the left side and products on the right side. So we say that combining reactants yields products, and yields means to create here. Okay. For simplicity, if we're just looking at these boxes here, I'm going to change to blue. If we're looking at boxes here, this is a monomer. This is a monomer. Okay, so what we actually have here is called a dimer. You don't need to know that. That's just a little bit of information. It's a little bit extra. But if a monomer is one and a polymer is many, then you can logically think that this is a dimer because it has two. Okay. Likewise, sorry guys. Alright, so if we're just looking here, this reaction breaking down a large molecule, okay, more than one linked together, will create a smaller monomer and a smaller monomer that are exactly the same. Because you need to break water here, this is called a hydrolysis reaction. Okay, so basically you are splitting water and then sticking the OH group on this side and the H group on this side when you're releasing these. Okay, so breaking down the big molecule requires breaking down of water, And that's what hydrolysis is. Okay? Hydro meaning water. And lysis, this is a huge word here, guys. Okay? Lysis means break apart. You will see this again and again and again. Remember, lysosome in the cell, okay, breaks apart. Lysis means to break apart. Remember that. All right, so condensation makes a bond by taking out water. This is the opposite reaction. We have water located here. When we take water out, we create a linked dimer, okay, right here, and we have an extra water molecule. Just like water forms on the outside of your glass, okay, that's why this is called a condensation reaction. Please note that it does not happen in the clouds, okay? Just because it's called condensation doesn't mean that this is what's happening in the clouds. This is what happens in your body to link molecules together. For example, sugars, if you don't want to use them, if you have no reason to use them for energy at that given moment, your body will link them together and they will create a long chain of glucose stored in your liver, and then you can go back and break it down as you need it. That's why you don't have to keep eating every 5 seconds. Okay, so condensation makes larger molecules from smaller ones.